when we take a look at a parallelogram, a parallelogram typically has three measurements. It has this measurement, and this measurement. Okay? When we look at a parallelogram, if we want to know how tall a parallelogram is, we would look at from the bottom to the top, straight up. That's how tall it is, and that's considered its height. Its height is not the diagonal. Because if you think about it, you would not stand like this for somebody to measure your height, would you? No. You would stand straight up. Does that make sense? You would be perpendicular to the floor, right? For your height. So the height is perpendicular, right? So the height is perpendicular to these two sides that are parallel to each other. Okay? So even if this parallelogram was twisted this way, the height of it would be the distance between the two parallel sides. Does that make sense? Okay? So this is considered the base because it's going to be that distance, the height, the distance between the two bases. Okay? And then this is just a slant over here. All right? That makes sense? This is a slant side. A slant, so the slant measurement. Okay? That makes sense? All right. Those are my clues for you. Okay? And where are you going to clues? Okay. Let's take a look at geometry lineup, please. And it would be most helpful if you had out your pieces, your pattern pieces. You need the square, triangle, blue rhombus, hexagon, trapezoid, and beige rhombus. So we take a look at our clues. The square is 2 more than the hexagon. The square is 2 more than the hexagon. Okay? So what we can do with that information is, if the square is 2 more than the hexagon, if this is our square, okay, our hexagon has to be where compared to the square? If that's the square, where does our hexagon have to be? If our square is 2 more than the hexagon, the hexagon would be over here? No? Where would it be? Over here? Okay. Because the square is 2 more than the hexagon, right? So if we transfer that over here, then the square cannot be here, and the square cannot be here, right? Does that make sense? So the square could be here, 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 here or here, right? Yes? The hexagon could be here, could be here, could be here, could be here. Could the hexagon be here? So the hexagon can't be here and the hexagon can't be there, right? Does that make sense? Okay. The triangle is 2 less than the hexagon. The triangle is 2 less than the hexagon. And if I were you, I would have your shapes out, and I would have the square, you know, I would put the square, and then I would put the hexagon. I'd leave a space, right? I'd leave a space in between. Okay, I'd have this on the desktop. The triangle is 2 less than the hexagon. Kaylin?
That means that the hexagon can't get here in and get the second.
So we've got this going on, right? So with your shapes, I would leave another space and put the triangle. That means the hexagon can't be here or here, right? Which also shoves our square over how many places? So the triangle could be here, the triangle could be here. Could the triangle be here?
No.
Could we go triangle, space, hexagon, space, square?
No.
No. So those are the only 2 places a triangle could be. Could the hexagon be here?
No.
Could the hexagon be here?
No.
If the triangle's here, can the hexagon be here?
Yeah.
Place them out there. Can that be true?
Yes.
Use your shapes. Could that be true?
Yes.
Could you put the triangle, space, hexagon, space, square?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. You have the shapes. Put them on there. Could that happen?
Yes.
Yes. Could we do triangle, space, and put a square here?
No.
No. So we need to cross out the square. Put your triangle there. Could we go triangle, space, hexagon, square?
No.
No. Do you see listing them like this on your paper and actually physically putting the shapes in those boxes should help you determine this down here? Do you see that? Yes or no? Okay. Every odd number has a quadrilateral. What's it mean to be a quadrilateral? 4 sides. Odd number. Well, what's it mean by odd number?
An odd number is like if you have 2 and 2, then they can go into 3 plus 3. Like if you have 4.
So what would be the odd numbers here? Every odd number has a quadrilateral. What does it mean by that? Every odd number. What are they talking about in this case? Caitlin. 1, 3, and 5. This is 1, this is 3, this is 5. This has to have a quadrilateral, a 4-sided figure. What does that mean? The triangle can't be there.
No.
So where is the triangle? The triangle is here, which means put your triangle here, physically put the triangle there. Physically put the triangle there with your shapes. You got your shapes, put it there. If the triangle is there, there, what else do you know?
Because then you skip one and then go to hexagon, and then you go right away to the square. So then you skip one and you go to the square. That means you skip is one of the hexagon.
You know the placement of those three now. Okay? Those are definites. Okay? That makes sense? Okay? But we did this, and once that was established, it definitely put those in place. Does that make sense? Okay? So we established this first. That determined it, right? Which meant those had to follow suit because they traveled together. We'd already linked them up over here. Does that make sense? Okay? The trapezoid is not in the first half of the shapes.
Oh.
So the trapezoid is not here. The trapezoid is not here. That's been established, right? So the trapezoid has to be here. You see that? We cross this off to give this clue, or we could say not 1 or 3. We could put that in right there. Does that make sense? Okay. The blue rhombus is 2 less than the trapezoid. Well, where's the trapezoid? So 5 minus 2 equals 3. So the blue rhombus is at 3. Right? Yes? Okay. So do you see what I'm putting down here? Clues? What should you put? Your clues. Okay? This is the last one, which has to be what?
The beige.
The beige one.
Beige.
Okay? There needs to be some clues, something that you're showing me, not just, oh, here's my answer. Does that make sense? Okay, so every odd number would have been 1, 3, and 5. Yes, ma'am.
I use my shapes in the box. Do I have to trace my shapes in the box as well? Or do I?
Okay, here's my question. How will I know what your answer is? Okay?
Can we just put the name of the shape?
You can put the name of the shape in there. But when it comes to the rhombus, you're going to tell me the color also. And you can't just put B. Because they both start with B. Okay? Okay, so this clue right here would have been best up here. Does that make sense? And then this one would have been best there. Okay? Does that make sense? Questions on that? Anybody? Okay. Let's take a look at the other side then. This doesn't repeat again. Oh. Next to the clue, show me what you're doing with the clue. Does that make sense? Yeah. Questions? Anyway? Yes. To what? No.
Should we bring our kids home or we just write it down on paper? Or write it on paper?
If you promise to bring them back, I have no problem with
I
that.
will.
Okay? Anything else? Anything else? Let's do on Friday. Remember, you got class time to work on this too. You know? Anything else on these? All right. Let's take a look at John and Sue next then. Man, John and Sue seem to have had a break. I assume you picked up the rubric with the John and Sue? Okay. All right, John and Sue are going to a water park. Oops, that will be your part. All right, here's what we're practicing. They're going to go to the zoo for a practice. So make sure you're on the zoo side. For a practice, they're going to the zoo. For yours, they're going to the water park. So make sure you're on the zoo for right now. Okay? We need to remember that their children's ages are 5, 8, and 13. And again, why is that important?
Because of how much people.
Okay, so the ticket prices can be different. So we're given the ticket prices. We are going to ride tram cars. We're going to get snacks, which include a drink. We will know the total cost of the zoo outing. Please circle all important numbers. And what did you circle?
3 children.
John and Sue.
What?
John and Sue.
Why did you circle John and Sue?
Because it's two people.
Yes, that indicates the two people. Thank you.
5, 8, and 15,
And why is that important?
because it's the age of
Good?
6 dollars for the adult.
Anything else? What? I can't hear you. Okay, so let's include that and that. And let's include for those under 12. Anything else?
That's $2.58. $1.45.
Anything else? And let's underline what we're looking for. What are we looking for?
Wait, one second. Explain how to find the perfect size.
I'm trying to find the total cost of the Zoom outing. Box important keywords. Important keywords.
First,
What?
first.
Anywhere else? What's that? Kayla?
Would you stop including a drink because $4 per person is a drink?
Did it change our cost?
No.
Not really. That's kind of like additional information that, oh good, I get a drink. You know what I'm saying? Okay? So we wouldn't have to box that. Okay? Each. Anything else? Anything else?
Okay.
I think we've got that.
Total cost?
Total. Anything else? All right, let's get to work then here. Okay, so we have like tickets to get in, right? What else do we have? We have snacks. Do we have anything else?
Name card?
Brand cards. Yeah. And then our total, right? So we should be able to organize our information into those 4 areas, right? Okay. All right. Tickets. How can we break that down? Where are we going to start? Let's go, let's go. Move this along.
Snack. Oh,
Tickets. Let's start there and let's get moving on that.
Yeah,
Two $6 tickets. Two what? Adults. Times 6. What's that 6? Per ticket? Gives us what? $12. Anything else in the ticket realm? Any multiplication we have to do yet? Any other multiplication we have to do with tickets?
For the children,
Okay, what do we have to do for that?
um,
How many kids?
3. 3 children.
Okay, are all 3 kids have the same price?
No.
Okay.
The 31, he gets 350.
So do we have to multiply 350 by anything?
No.
So do we have to do any multiplication for kids' tickets?
No.
Well, for kids.
Is 350 the cost for the 2 younger kids? Okay, so 2 what? Kids? We're going to multiply it by $3.50 per ticket. What does that give us? $7. Are we done with the tickets?
We got extra. 3,000 for the other.
We have the what? What's the $4? $4 for the team? What are we adding to it? Huh? $7 for the kids? Anything else? For the adults? What does that give us for the total ticket price? Peyton, are you writing all this down? What does that give us for the total ticket price? Are we done with the ticket cost? How do we figure the tram cost? Quick, how do we figure the tram cost? Kaylin?
Here's $2.50 times 5.
What is the $2.50?
Each cost for an insurance card, right?
What?
$2.50 for each ride on the insurance card.
So each ticket? What is the 5?
How many, family members are on?
So 5 tickets? Go ahead and do that multiplication and see how much money we're spending on the tram cars.
1150.
Ooh, somebody doesn't agree with you. Ooh, sorry. What? 12.50? Did you agree with the 12.50? Okay. All right. And next we have what, snacks? How are we going to figure the cost of the snacks? Cost of the snacks.
$4.25. The $4.25 is, how much does that cost the patient?
So per snack? Somebody else tell me what the 5 is. What is the 5?
The amount of people buying
The number of snacks? How much are we spending on the snacks? Peyton, everybody agree with that? So are we done?
No. Yeah.
Okay, so this is the tram cost. This is the snack cost. So what do I need for my total?
Yeah, yeah, that
All right, so I need my $23 from my ticket. I need my $12.50 from my tram. And my $21.25 from my snack. What is the total cost for the zoo outing? Everybody agree with the $56.75?
Yep.
Okay. Notice that all of the amounts are labeled with what they are. It is not left to my imagination on what your dollar amounts were, what your numbers represented. You are to label what your numbers represent. Okay? Questions on this? All right, now, we need to figure out how to write about it. We're to include sum total and product in our writing. Sum total and product. Okay? We only have to write about one part of this. One part. If I have to use sum total and product, which part should I write about? If I write about the total over here, will I get sum total and product? What won't I include if I use just this?
Where you got this from?
Will I use sum?
No.
Yeah, because I'm adding.
Oh, yeah,
Will I use total?
No. Yes.
Yes. Will I use product?
No.
No, because there's no multiplication. Where would I use sum total and product? Mallory? Would I use sum?
Yes.
Yes. Would I use total?
Yes.
Yes. Would I use product?
Yes.
Yes, in 2 places. Okay? Does that make sense? All right, so let's write about that. I'm going to have to erase. You have it on your paper. And here we go. We're going to need to use words like first, next, then, and so on. What did we do first? We're looking at finding the ticket cost, right? What did we do first? Valerie?
First we multiplied $2 ticket by $6.
Don't forget to indent. What is that $6, Mallory?
the cost of your meal.
Okay, look at the wording that we put next to the $6 in that multiplication. What did we use?
Per ticket.
$6 per ticket. Do you see how our arithmetic pretty much writes that sentence for us? Do you guys see that?
Yeah.
Okay. What can we say next?
Are we still on ticket?
We just said, first we multiply two adult tickets by $6 per ticket. How do we need to finish that thought out? How do we finish that thought out?
Could get $12. $12.
Okay, think about the fact we want to use our vocabulary. What, can we use up a vocabulary word yet?
For a total of $12.
For a total of $12. This gave us, because 4, if we start with 4, it's not a complete sentence. What was our second piece? Look at what we did next.
Then we multiply.
I'm going to skip a line so you can see my writing. You shouldn't be skipping a line. Okay? I'm doing it so you can see my writing, because some of you in the back row have trouble seeing it. You should not be skipping a line. Do you understand that? Go ahead.
We multiply. Then we multiply pieces.
Keep talking.
Yes, we multiply pieces
By what? Follow that up with?
Then we added four bucks.
Oops, follow that up with?
We got $7 for $3 product of $7.
There we go. Again, I'm going to skip a line. You shouldn't. I'm trying to keep it clear for those in the back row in particular to be able to see it. Lane?
Then we added $4 for the computer cost.
Hold on a second. I need to swap these lines.
We get a sum of
What did we add it with?
$7. We added it.
$4 for the tea cost. Let me help that out.
$7 for the kids.
Then we added $4 from the tea cost.
With $7 from the kids.
Huh?
With $7 from the kids cost.
With $7. from the kids' tickets. Keep going.
And $12 for the adult cost.
And $12 from the adult cost. Do we need any comments in here? We add a broken team cost, right? $7 from the kids ticket and $12 from the adult cost. There we go. Are we done?
And you
Thank
get a sum of $23.
This gave us a sum of $23. And again, that would have all been one paragraph there. Do we understand that? No skipping lines. We've got a free vocab in there. We've explained each part. Questions? That's hard to do? Yeah. You're almost 3/4 of the way through 5th grade. These big paragraphs aren't hard to do. That just tells me you're not working that hand hard enough. You'll be working it out now. Question? Okay. So, turn it over to the other side.
Wait, there's a trick off.
Hmm?
There's a trick off. And then you have to do.
Oh, all you have to do is one part,
Oh,
just one part. We're not having to write the whole thing.
really?
No, we're just going to pick out one part. Okay? Yes, ma'am.
Should we have to do all of it?
I'm going to talk to you about that right now. Right now. All right. So let's take a look at your side. You're going to the water part. Read carefully. And you're going to have to use sum, total, and product in your writing. You may pick out one part, but you got to use all 3 of those vocab words correctly. You may pick out one part. Make sure you circle your vocab. Questions? Do one Friday. And it's assessment time.
Yay, so fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yay, so hard though.
Those of you that are online here, I'll send you your assessment here in just a minute.